and share the screen. Wow. Okay. So, let's talk about the part of one is speaking. So you know that the easiest part maybe it's about you, some questions, some general questions. Okay. Well, let's have a look at these questions. Without watching the video, can you fill in the blanks with your own words? Like, can you guess what words we need to complete these questions?
Can you tell me your full name, please?
Of course, your full name, of course, and number 2.
And what about your um oh, the second question, I have no idea.
Yeah, the third one.
And can you tell me about your age?
It's not something that is asked in IELTS test. You know that actually the beginning was good. So it's like some general questions about you, like, I don't know, so where are you from? What's your name, full name? If you would prefer name that I can call you. So for example, you can mention, okay, my name is Monica, but you, Monica Anderson, but you can call me Monica. So this is my preference. So, and we have this question. This is actually not a part of, you know. So some speakers feel like, you know, the introduction, so before you show your identification, so it's like, you know, they feel like that, okay, so this is speaking part 1, so let's explain. No, this is the beginning of your test, but first of all, you should introduce yourself. Then actually the test will be started with part 1. Okay, now let's watch this video together, and then of course we complete the questions and we will answer these questions together, okay?
Yes.
Very good. So one moment, just like the first one. Just let me.
My name or.
Okay,
Thank
again.
You. Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Michael Austin. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Zeynep Sanem or.
Thank you. And what shall I call you?
Sanem. I prefer Sanem.
Sanem. And can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Turkey.
Thank you. Can I see your identification,
sure.
please?
Here.
Thank you. Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself.
Okay.
Let's talk about where you live.
What? So, as you could see, like, let me share the board again. Okay. Well, so before I keep going, let's briefly talk about you. I feel like that you are not in mood today, or maybe I'm right. Tell me. You're not in mood, or you are?
Yeah, I'm in mood. Yeah. No.
So good.
Oh,
you're feeling good.
I'm normal. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like you're feeling good. I was, you know, wondering if you're feeling, I don't know, a little bit down maybe. Sometimes you feel like that you're down. I don't know, we're not in mood of studying. So I feel it's not, I have the same feeling. So it's really normal. Yeah.
Well, recently I've been snowed up with a lot of projects and assignment, and I'm practicing for upcoming tests. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah,
Of course. So
it's kind
yeah,
of a
of
lot of
course, you have a
stress.
lot to do. I know, I can understand. So, it's like, under pressure, but doing lots of things at the same time, doing projects, starting. So I feel like, it can be a little bit tiring and
Yeah,
frustrating, this process. Yeah, I know. So you are right to be, I don't know, a little bit down. But it's really normal. Sometimes people feel like, we shouldn't say because it's not good to say that I'm not in mood, but it's really okay. Actually, this feeling is something really normal that sometimes happens to everyone. It's not something specifically for you or me. Like, sometimes we are not in mood. We want actually to do nothing. And sometimes I feel like that I want to do nothing, just even, not eat, not drink, nothing. Just, I don't know, just watch something or read a book, listen to music. It can be good. Well, okay. So the first question, can you tell me as you said, your full name? So since we need like, name and family name, and thank you. And what?
what can I call you?
Yeah, what can I call you? Or of course, what we heard was what shall, but of course you might hear like, for example, shall I call you or can I call you? So both of them, so there is no difference. But here we heard, shall I call? What shall I call you? Okay, and can you tell me
Where you live?
where you from? Where you live is something different. So actually it refers to maybe speaking parts. Now we are talking about someone's, origin, like nationality. So where are you from? So, and here, because we have indirect question, can you tell me where you're from? And can I see your
Your I don't know what it's called. It's like it's
normally, briefly, we say ID, but actually is identification.
yeah, identification.
Of course, identification, of course, since this is IELTS exam, so we should say identification, but normally we say ID. And now in this first period, I'd like to see you, to ask you,
Some questions uh
about,
about yourself.
of course, and let's talk about the last part. Let's talk about where you live. So that was actually the last question. Well, now I want to ask you some questions. Okay, so tell me about where you live. So if it's your hometown or no, how long have you been living here? And so tell me. You can answer this question.
Um,
So, where do you live? Where do you live?
me?
Of course, yes. I'm asking you. I'm
Oh,
asking the same question. Yeah.
I live in Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay. And do you live in house or in apartment?
I live in house. Yeah.
Well, now the
Well,
question, yeah, again, this is IELTS, so more. Yeah, of course. I live in Ho Chi Minh City. Explain, since I have no idea about the city, so you should explain, clarify it.
I live in like the, the peaceful district in Ho Chi Minh City. Well, in my district, it has a lot of Chinese live here. And it has some Chinese food stall restaurant. Yeah, and the distance and it takes me about 30 minutes to arrive from my house to my school. Well, my school is in District 1. Yeah. District 1
Yeah.
is like the center of Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was really good. Just one moment, I need to. Okay, sorry, I my charger. Well, that was good, but the problem. First answer, too short. Second answer, too long, maybe a little irrelevant. What is that? It's like, for example, for the first part of speaking, it's not something, what I wanted to hear. Like, it was a little bit different. Maybe I will ask you different questions and then can add more details. Here, how to answer this question. Where do you live? This is a normal question. I live in, of course, so I was born. For example, I was born and reside. So it's your choice how to start it. Which, for example, in Ho Chi Minh City, which is in where? Maybe I have no idea about Vietnam. That is really important. So maybe I don't know what country, so you should say which is in Vietnam, or for example, if it's small town or city or big city, so it's important. If it's coastal area, so you should say, and how long I've been living there, so or here, so how long you should mention, and then you can briefly, for example, it's a really great place because of what? Because of positive, there are some positive aspects, like I think like good neighborhood, different cultures, nice community, and you can just mention some, something like some positive aspects. So let me write it here. So this way, first of all, I live, or I was born and live, or I reside. So live and reside, this one, in this city. That is important. Which is in, you should say, country. That is really important. And then explain if it's small, like, I don't know, town, or big city. That's really important. Or maybe coastal area, we have no idea. How long? Okay, that is, for example, I've been living here for, you should say, and it's a great place, or I don't know, good one, great place, okay, because why? Give me some reason, maybe one line, and that's it. This is your answer. Now I want you to make your answer again. So could you please make it again?
Okay.
Where do you live?
Oh, I live in Ho Chi Minh City, and I've been living here for over 15 years. Well, Ho Chi Minh City is a wonderful place is because it has a lot of buildings. Wait, wait me, it's been I don't know how to explain.
Construction. So building is good, but construction is better. So
Okay, construction.
yeah, and
So can I answer? I make the answer again.
of course.
Okay. Well, I live in Ho Chi Minh City, and I've been living here for over 15 years. Which is a wonderful place because Ho Chi Minh City is the one of the richest cities in Vietnam, and it has a lot of modern constructions, beautiful scenery, beautiful scenery. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so the last one, the last line, the last parade, the beautiful scenery. No. Yeah, so for example, I don't know. So you can see this way. Lots of, so actually there are a lot of high and, high rise and tall constructions building overlooking beautiful, breathtaking view. So this one is better. So overlooking, it means we can see, for example, from your window, you can see a beautiful scenery. This one is really good. So overlook, for example, my window overlooks a garden. It means I can see a garden overlooking. So lots of tall and if, of course, I have no idea. High rise, tall and high rise are actually collocation, the same adjective synonyms, but it's good to use collocation. It means like combine two adjectives, one easy, one a little advanced, then make it better. So you can say full of tall and high-rise constructions overlooking, for example, I don't know, a modern city. Yeah, so a lively city. So it's, for example, if it's lively, you can say full of life. That I think it is. Since you said it's rich city, so I think, yeah. And of course, with lots of facilities. So you can say, you can mention facilities. So what you need when it's rich, you can add this one. So this is the way that you make your answer, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Otherwise, let me put this, okay, here, and this one, and this one. Just let me add ing here since we need it. Overlooking what? It's your choice. So what can you see? Green spaces or no, like buildings, modern life or anything, so you can mention. Well, okay, and now let's see. Let's talk about the person. She was Sanem, like Sanem. Shy, anxious, friendly, tense, calm, abrupt, confident. Okay, so what adjectives can you use to describe her?
Maybe friendly, kind, and confident.
Yeah, of course. Is it important to be confident when talking, you think?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's really important to be confident in speaking tests.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And what else? What is really important? So imagine this is Ryle's test. I'm the examiner and you are the candidate. So tell me what is really important? Yeah, being confident is important, not overconfidence, I mean. So of course, being confident, self-esteem is really important. Another thing that is definitely important, and try to do it, don't forget about making eye contact. So it shows respect, confidence. So it's it's real, and being friendly. So maybe just positive attitude. Like too worried answering the question that some people have, like they don't make eye contact like this, or they're, I don't know, like they don't smile. So that's really important. Not a lot, but having a normal and natural face is really good when talking. It shows that you are not stressed. Well, that's really important. Well, look, she often looks down and avoid looking at the examiner. So let's see which two descriptions below apply to Sanem. So A, what do you think?
Maybe no.
Yeah. And since she was confident, of course. The next one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Her body language?
So she is listening carefully.
Yeah. Listening carefully, and her body language shows no, she is not nervous, of course. Well, and rude. Just we have the meaning of abrupt. It's abrupt means rude, like
Yeah.
especially rude behavior. So this. No, she was not. She was really calm, I think, and confident. So not, of course. Well, and now let's see. Okay. The speaking test, is formal situation. So the reason that's why we have lots of phrases, I don't know, like EDM, but the point is here, formal but natural. So that is really important. Well, put a tick across to show which of these would be appropriate in the speaking test. Chewing gum. Never,
Oh.
ever.
Yeah. Cross.
Of course, yes. Who doesn't know? The next one.
Take.
Drinking from a bottle of water. Tick. Okay, the next one.
Cross. Never.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like checking your mobile and using the mobile phone to time your interview.
I think cross. Like the examiner, they have on their timer. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think it's don't need. Yeah. It doesn't need.
No, but you don't, of course, definitely no. So first of all, you're not allowed to use your mobile phone for any reason. Since if you, for example, talk too much, so the examiner, of course, inform you about the time and of course your time limit. So there is no need. So no. And the next one, wearing jeans and t-shirt. It's
Yes.
okay. Of
Take.
course, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Asking the examiner your score at the end of the test. Oh, no way.
Yeah. Never. Cross. They have. They
Yeah.
need time. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And shrugging your shoulder like, I don't know, like this. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is this? And asking to leave the room for a moment. No way.
No.
So, well, just the only point that you're not allowed to drink from a bottle of water. No water. No, just eat. The only thing that you can do is to wear jeans and t-shirts. So no one says what to wear. It's really good. But not drinking, not chewing gum, not checking your mobile phone. So nothing. This actually is not really long time. So you don't need. Well, and now let's see. You know that 5 minutes. And you know that we have different questions that is, they are asked and you need to answer them. For each question, it's better to have about, 20 seconds to 25 seconds for each answer. So you have time. You know that if you exceed your time limit, of course, the examiner will inform you and you need to stop. But this one, let's talk. What do you like most about your hometown or city? So let's see, let's answer this one. What do you like about it?
Hometown.
Yeah. Or you can talk about, for example, if you have no idea about your hometown, you can talk about your city that you live, where you live, so it's okay. But here is hometown, it's better to talk about it briefly.
Okay. My hometown is district 6 in Ho Chi Minh City. It's like the outskirts of. It seems like the outskirts of city. Well, my hometown is really peaceful, tranquil. Yeah, and in there, there are many Chinese live here and live here. And you know that in this in many years ago, about in the si- the 20th century, yeah, districts 5 and 6 is the two districts have most Chinese live in the south of Vietnam. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So, another point here. If I were you, I would answer, so what do you like about the area where you live? So, or if you like, first of all, you can say, don't forget about paraphrasing the question. That is really important. You know that this is speaking part one, and paraphrasing the question shows your ability to answer, your vocabulary range, and your understanding of questions. So that's really important to use some synonyms. So what do you like the most about your area where you live, or for example, your hometown? So for example, you can say, use some adjectives. If it's quiet, if it's lively, you like hustle and bustle of this. I know that Ho Chi Minh City is actually a hustling, bustling city, like, so crowded, noisy, traffic, but it's lively, right? So you can say, why not? Hustle and bustle, you know the meaning of it?
Yeah.
Of course. So why not? You can, I know when answering the question, sometimes we feel like a little bit nervous. So maybe we can't use the word that we know. Of course, lots of words, vocabulary, but you can't use. Maybe you're stressed, or I don't know, due to overthinking about question. So it's really important. Just be calm and try to use the words that you know. So I like it. And you mentioned, for example, this one about Chinese like area, or like your neighbor in your neighborhood, that lots of Chinese live there. So it's something that you like.
And maybe food stall. Yeah, you know that a Chinese food stall restaurant, and
Yeah,
some like shop sells the Chinese decorations.
yeah, of
Uh,
course. Yeah, of course. So maybe you like, and of course, there's some negative aspects that you will mention. So if there is, of course, you can mention. Well, so for example, uh, first of all, I can say I name my neighborhood where I live. So it's better to say, or for example, my city. So it depends. So if you want to talk about where you live or your hometown, if you want to talk about your hometown, you need to mention some general things. So what do you like? So I like this area. I like, for example, park, cafes, shops. So you can say, I like it. I don't know, like beautiful, convenient, safe, and environment. So you can say, I like the people. So it's really important. You should mention something in general about your city. Okay. So tell me about people. They're friendly, welcoming, friendly.
I think welcoming, friendly. Yeah, neighbors. Um,
Yeah. Welcoming. Okay, very good. So tell me, what do you dislike about your area?
dislike. I think about it has less constructions. Yeah, well, you know that
Yeah.
in Ho Chi Minh City, um, the constructions just was is focused on some just for districts 10, 5, 1, and 3, and another districts have less constructions. So well, I think maybe the climate, the weather in Vietnam is really hot, so it's difficult to build the windows, like window buildings. I don't want to call it.
The
Yeah.
window. Okay. Yeah. You don't tend to open the window. So since it's boiling, now let's use, why not? Since it's boiling outside, especially during summer. So why not? You can say it's boiling, baking, scorching. Means extremely hot, very hot. So we don't tend to open the window to look outside and take some fresh air, since it's boiling outside, it's baking outside, scorching outside, especially during hot season, or for example, during summer. So you can use this one. Of course, very hot is correct, definitely correct, but why not? We can use some alternative. Okay, and as I just, as I caught it, let me confirm what I heard. It was like you talked about overbuilding. Oh no, I didn't get this part. You talked about overbuilding. The large number of building or no?
Well, I talk about the building, like in my district, don't have a lot of constructions, modern construction.
Ah, yeah, it's an open area, you mean? It's not full of, yeah, so it's like an open area, not a lot of buildings around you, so right? So you
Yeah.
have more green spaces? You have more green spaces?
Green spaces.
Green
Um,
spaces like park, green spaces, greeneries, like, I don't know, like trees, green
yeah,
spaces, things,
it's a
yeah?
lot of, yeah.
Yeah, of course, very good. Well, you can mention here the type of houses. So why not? Yeah, normally there are houses or I don't know, 1 story, 2 stories, or apartment blocks. So you can say, for example, in my neighborhood, there are lots of, I don't know, just, 1 story flats, or apartments, or for example, houses. Yeah, 1 story buildings. So it's like, and it's an open area. And so you can say it's not sometimes, so it shouldn't be crowded, right?
Yes.
Is it okay? So it's not really crowded. So this way, the only problem is maybe this actually hot weather that it can be a little bit annoying, especially during hot season. Okay, well, do you think your hometown or your city has changed much in recent years?
Yes. Is there's well, there are some change in my hometown recent years. Well, the coffee brands are really popular and famous of the Gen Z, no, of youngsters in Vietnam. So near my neighborhood is built up some coffee stores. Yeah, it's really modern.
Yeah, very good. And
And modern, and I think it's built some shopping mall. Yeah, like it support more facilities, and it's really convenient. Yeah.
yeah, of course. So it's really convenient. Yeah, very good. Well, so if your hometown, if your city has changed a lot, so first say, since how, if it's a lot, so you can say, yeah, it changed a lot over, for example, the years. Maybe in the past, I think, as you just mentioned, it was maybe much quieter with fewer buildings. And of course, less traffic, as you just mentioned. However, now, yeah, there are many modern developments, like for example, shopping mall and apartment and like department stores. So there are, and better public transport. Of course, the roads have improved. So you said convenient. I say the roads have improved. And I don't know, there are more restaurants and, you have some entertainment options. So you can mention them. Let me write them before I forget. Okay. Well, first of all, let's talk about past briefly, since you want to talk. So of course, in past, let me erase this. Okay. Maybe in the past, it was much, I don't know, maybe quieter, and we can say, yeah, fewer buildings, less traffic. Let me make it this. Wait, I can't see what I'm typing. Okay. Oh, what is this? Where is my letter I? Traffic. Okay, and now, so you can say, however, don't forget about using, since you're making contrast, you should say, so however, although, however, there are many modern, as you said, developments. What? Like new shopping malls, and I don't know, buildings like apartment complexes and better public transport. This one, okay. The roads have improved. So you can mention this. And there are more restaurants and what else? What I said? What else I said? I should think about it. Yeah. And you said that the life is, of course, more convenient. So all this change, you can say that this way. So all these changes, of course, have made life more convenient. But on the other hand, you know, the town has also become crowded, even more crowded and busier than before. So this way you can, like, you know, end your answer. Totally, if you think this development is good, is positive, you can mention. If no, of course, you can say that you miss, you know, that peaceful atmosphere in the past. Yeah, it's really normal that now you have more like, I said, I liked, so entertainment options. I forgot to say this one. So this one, yeah, of course you have a lot. And now you can see that, okay, which one is positive? So present or past, but you can compare. This is really good to compare. For example, however, or while, these changes, of course, they've made lives more convenient. The town has become more, like, you know, crowded and busier. So sometimes we miss the peaceful atmosphere it used to be, or it used to have in the past. Well, okay. Now we have another candidate. Let's watch a candidate answering the question and decide which statement below applies to Emmanuel's answer. Let's see. We do two. Okay. Wow.
Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself.
Yes.
Let's talk about where you live. What do you like most about your hometown?
But actually, I come from a very small town with around 5,000 inhabitants. It's more or less 50 kilometers from Como, which is the main town. And the thing I like the most of my town is probably the fact that you can stay. It's a very secluded area, and you can you can have you can relax. So you don't have the stressful life of the city.
Mm.
And
is your hometown a popular place for tourists to visit?
Yeah, there are many tourists, especially in the summer, that flocking to my town and near town in Switzerland too, for holiday, for a week, for a month, especially from Germany, France.
And has your hometown changed much in recent years?
But honestly, I think it hasn't changed very much in the recent years. It's a small town, there haven't been a lot of change. But now there are not many people coming to my town as there were in the 80s. In the 80s, it was very popular to come there, especially from Holland.
Wow. Okay. So, as you just, let me share this one. As you just watched, like, yeah, the candidate talked about some different things, but when the examiner asked, so he asked, he answered, like, this way. And sometimes it happens, that, like, you're talking about something and the examiner asks you another question related, of course, to your main question, and you can answer. So this way you can expand your answer. Sometimes actually they help and it's really good. So yeah, they give you the clue and you can follow the clue. Oh, let's talk about this one. It's not bad, so I can talk about it. So as I told you, so for this question, you briefly talk about, the location, where you live, and, don't forget about explaining, like, as you just heard, he said, okay, for example, how far it is from another parade or another, for example, area that is known maybe by people. So you should mention now, you can, of course, name your country. So that's really good. Well, and now let's see. So decide which statement below applies to Emmanuel's answers. So A or B or C, which one you think?
Maybe A.
Yeah, why do you think A?
I think his answer doesn't concentrate on the question much. I think like it's too long. I don't know.
But I think it was good. Why? It was good. So the first one says his answers are a little too short. The examiner needs to ask. No, that was not the reason. That why the examiner asked another question. It was like, it's talking, it's conversation. So I ask you another question. I want you to talk more, but it doesn't mean that, okay, no, it was too short. No. And he's clearly giving a prepared, no, it was not. We know that it was not a prepared speech. So, and we heard he was creating, making his responses. That was really good. He answers naturally. This is the natural way. Actually, I want to say most of candidates thinks that, okay, since this is IELTS, we shouldn't use fillers. We shouldn't, for example, say or ah, or for example, we shouldn't hesitate. No, it's really normal. And let me say something. Do you know that when talking, we use a lot of fillers, like we use a lot. It's really normal, but in IELTS, actually, the problem is with the word over, not overuse, just from beginning to the end, like, it's not good. But yeah, when you think, it's natural way, the way that you think. So C actually is, I think this one applies. So it's like, he answers naturally and fully. He answered. Accent, no matter, it's not matter, that it's not important. So it was good. Grammar was right. Of course, maybe, if I want to score it, like, for example, 6.5 or maybe 7, the most. But I was like, why? Because of some reason, not because of actually, I don't know, like fluency or hesitation, or for example. So I can say that maybe he could use better words or better structures, maybe adding one more structure was better. So this one, just this. Okay?
Okay.
Well, do you have any questions related to the spread? Yeah, what we talked about or no?
No.
Okay, so test tip. The speaking test should be natural conversation. I told you. It's really just, be yourself. Try to be yourself. Just don't push yourself to give some, I don't know, advance. Let me say something. Some candidates, they think that, okay, since this is IELTS and we know that we have some, you've definitely watched some videos on YouTube, or I don't know, some resources. Okay, say hello in normal English. Say, for example, another thing in IELTS English. No. of course, it's really perfect to use advanced word. It's really perfect. But the point is here, if you don't know how to use them, please don't. So use words and phrases that you feel, comfortable with. So you don't need to use something really advanced and you don't know how. Maybe you're not sure if I'm saying correctly or no. It makes you distracted. So just, take it easy and use what you know, what you're sure about. Well, and now let's talk about this one. What is a typical of your home country? So what food is typical of your home country? And why do you think that is? So let's talk about food.
Okay, food. I think the typical food in my hometown, my home country, is rice. Yeah, Vietnam is the one of the countries which export the most rice in the world. Yeah.
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 And
Yeah, and the rice is I think it's the main ingredient in my like most of my meals. Yeah. Yeah, in every meals I always eat rice. Rice. Yeah. Sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah. I think so.
yeah, good. So let's talk about rice. Yeah, typical food. So how to say? So you can say that my country has a rich, yeah, of course. So how to make it, actually, it's like you have different, it's not only rice, of course. So you know that your country has a rich, maybe culinary culture, cooking culture. And now typical food in Vietnam, as you said, so for example, is rice, okay? And why? Then you can add, okay, one of the most famous dishes. So what with rice? For example, I don't know this one, rice noodle. I don't know rice, something with rice and then explain. So for example, it's popular dish. Okay. So you can mention when you say just rice, of course, there are different forms. So you need to talk about it. So first of all, okay, again, let's make it again. So typical food in my country is often rice, okay? And you can say maybe this one, if it's full of, for example, typical food in Vietnamese food is full of flavor, fresh, light or heavy. So you can say vegetables, yes or no, you need to say. Then why not? Okay, what is the most famous dish in your country? Or one of them maybe. Okay, and then explain. What is this? Is, for example, soup or rice with something else, meat, beef, what, or herbs, or vegetables. So you should say. Okay. And again, so make it again.
So I can think. I think I should change the food. Yeah, well, I think
Yeah, of course. Think about it.
oh, the typical food in my home country is sticky rice. Well, sticky rice. So it's also come from Vietnam, and it has the meat and some beans inside, and outside it has a green color, and it was filled with some the leaf from banana trees. Yeah, and we often eat sticky rice on many special days, such as Tet holiday. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I think so.
Very good. So, and Lemmy, is it eaten for breakfast, dinner, lunch? So this one is another part that it's not bad to be mentioned. So
Yeah,
when,
you can eat in any time, like
okay, so it can be eaten for any meal. So at any meal. So no matter whether it's breakfast or lunch or so. Yeah, okay, very good. And well, so you can say, if you use, for example, this one is really important. Tell me if Vietnamese food is known for something special. For example, I don't know, we know that Indian food is known for like spice. They use a lot. So spicy food. How about your Vietnamese food? So if it's known for something special.
Like
Of course,
first,
actually, I noticed since my student told me, but I'm not sure about it. So you tell me.
not special.
Yeah, for example, as I know, as my student told me, like you normally use fresh herb, right or no?
What? Can you repeat your question again? Like,
Or I don't know, for example, like some curious, for example, I do something special like lime or no? If
oh,
yes, if no, yeah.
yeah. Well, I have some lacking with this question, with this like questions or comment here. Like, somebody and you tell that like in Vietnam is like has some not special food.
No, yeah, special food. It's like, the question was actually the special food, like cuisine in your country. So as you can see, what food is typical, okay, of your home country. And then you can, yeah, you said that we normally eat rice. Okay, so that was really good. But, I want to know if you add something, just, we want to make your answer better. So if you can add something special, for example, I don't know, maybe meat, beef, okay? It's something that we always use in different dishes. So, or always, or for example, most of the time, like this, I mean, Or for
Yeah.
example, yeah, this one, just this. If you don't remember, of course, no,
Yeah.
you don't need to say. Wow.
Uh,
So you can say, you can begin. So like this. And you talked about the food, sticky rice.
yeah.
Actually, is wrapped in banana leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, got it. Yeah, got it. Okay. So you can say if you have different, culinary culture, so like, rich, why not? You can mention it. And when it comes to food, you can use culinary.
Culinary.
Cooking. Yeah, of course. This is actually an IELTS version of cooking. So you can say, and of course, culinary culture is like, what you know about cooking, and of course, why they are famous. For example, why your dishes are famous. Okay. For example, if sometimes it's like a dish or a food comes from a country's like history, from past. So who knows? So sometimes it happens. Some special food, especially you can mention. And then, so don't forget, typical food in your country is often what? Just you mention and then add maybe what is this? And when you eat it, if, for example, if you have any occasion, for example, I know that some special food are eaten in like, just a New Year day. So you can mention this way, and this is your answer. Okay?
Yes.
Well, of course, we have a lot to say, to talk about, but we should skip it since we have no time to talk about it. But at the next session, I will give you more questions and answers, and let's learn how to answer this type of questions for part 1. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Well, okay, it's time to go again. So have a good week. It's wonderful. Enjoy time and the weekend, and see you next session.
See you.
Grace, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.